everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanna Marie Nicolas, and if this is your first time seeing one of my videos, I create videos here on YouTube about online freelancing, some tips and tricks on how you can navigate this online freelancing world that we are currently in. So in today's video, we will be talking about scams, specifically how you can detect some of them so that you won't have to waste your time applying on those scam job postings or even having to deal with communicating with clients, which would then turn out to be scam. That's the topic of this video. And before we get into that, hi guys, so I'm currently editing this video that you're watching, and I'm talking fast because I just want to save you some time. If you want to skip on the main content of this video, check the timestamps down below so that you don't have to watch this whole part right here. But this is just a big shout out to some of the comments and the watchers from the online Filipino freelancers. But if you want to watch this part, that's good for me too. Whatever's your choice. I would like to give a big thank you for all of you guys out there in the online Filipino freelancers Facebook group that watched my previous video. You guys totally destroyed that one. That was the most views that I had. And so I would like to just give a huge shout out to some of the commenters. There's just two of them that I would like to highlight, but there's hundreds, or like I think it's even over 1,000 comments out there. You guys really had some opinions and sentiments that you really wanted to share about your own experiences on Upwork. But these two comments, I think they could also help out some of the newbies out there. This one is from Eliza Eunice, and she suggested that freelancers could also find clients using LinkedIn. If you're not familiar with LinkedIn is a website for professionals where they can network there and upload profiles about work, business, those kind of stuff. So mostly people in there are like business people. I'm not gonna explain in depth of how you are gonna do that, but I know that you already have the idea of you just have to go to LinkedIn and search for clients and job postings out there. But yeah, I think that's a really good idea because you can get premium clients there because they're mostly business people already on that platform. So that's a really good idea. Let's go to the second comment. This is from May Margaret Bretanya Makahilo. She suggested, so her son is also a video editor, so shout out to your son. She suggested that freelancers could also use Facebook groups to find their clients, which is really true and a really good suggestions because I've also tried that before. You can go to different Facebook groups related to your niche or to your skill. You can join that, and then it depends on the group if they allow job postings, but you can apply for the available job postings on those groups. Some clients are actually just posting there on the Facebook groups instead of posting from different marketplaces like Upwork or onlinejobs.ph because it's inside a Facebook group that they already know. So they put a little bit more trust on the hires that they get from those Facebook groups because they're already within the same space. So you should definitely take advantage of that if you're a video editor or if you whatever skill you have. So yeah, that's the comments that I would like to highlight because they are really good suggestions for the newbies out there, or for those people who are not even newbies but maybe haven't thought of that idea yet. Okay, but enough of that. Let's just get on with this video. So tip number 1 to avoid getting scam clients is to, as much as possible, ask for a paid trial task. Usually, when you are applying for an online job, there will be a task, like a trial task or trial assignment that the client would ask you to do to gauge or to assess how well you can do the job that you're applying for. And this can be difficult for newbies to have the courage to ask for a paid trial task because they just really want to get the job, even if it means that they would have to do some trial task without pay. But the disadvantage of that is you won't be able to filter clients if they are just scamming you or not. It's better to ask for a paid trial task because you will get that hint or you will get that sign that the client you are communicating with is willing to invest some money to find the right freelancer. So, and also it's just a good practice because you are actually working some hours to get that job done. So I think it's just fair to be paid for that trial task. Another reason to ask for a paid trial task is that you can avoid getting your work stolen. I have experienced this before when I was applying for a client. I had to do a trial task, like edit one video specifically based on some pegs or references that he sent me. And then when I was able to finish the video, I sent it to him. But after I sent it to him, he was gone. Just like that. All communications were stopped. He didn't really reply back to me anymore. For some of the seasoned freelancers out there, does this sound familiar? Actually, that happened quite a lot for me because I didn't learn my lesson right away about asking for paid trial tasks because I was just desperate to get communicating with clients and hopefully landing a job. So I was trading my time for that, which didn't really turn out well for me because the client just stole my edits, basically. I hope you learned from that lesson and that doesn't happen for you anymore. That's tip number 1. Okay, so tip number 2 is to avoid applying for jobs with vague descriptions. This one is kind of obvious or like just a simple idea, but there are some job postings out there which are just one-liners or like a sentence or two and then that's it. I would advise that you don't apply for those jobs because there's something fishy about that. Think of it this way. You're looking to hire someone from a different country and you don't give enough details for that freelancer that you are hiring to be able to work with and to be able to craft a decent application. Most of the time, those clients could either be low ballers or they could be very difficult clients to work with. The probability of them being a scam or being very difficult to work with is high. That job posting says something about their character. I mean, not like to judge the client. Maybe I'll show you an example of a job posting like that and you can decide for yourself if that job posting looks like a scam and if you agree with me that is something's happening behind the scenes. That smoothly leads us to the third tip, which is to check for grammatical errors, spelling mistakes within the job posting. So maybe sometimes you would see a job posting, it's not very short, so that ticks the box about applying for vague job descriptions, but the job posting is infested with grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes. That should be a red flag for you that something is up, because if you would compare that to a different kind of scam, which is like the phishing emails, those scammers, they use grammatical errors and spelling mistakes intentionally to filter out the people that would be responding to their scam emails. If it looks like a scam, it probably is. Tip number 4, a legitimate client wouldn't ask you to buy or pay for something to be able to apply for that job. If you are being asked by a client to pay for something or to buy something before your application will be processed, run away and run far from that client because that client is a scam. No legitimate client would ever ask you to buy something first or to pay for something first before you can apply for that job, because that doesn't even make any sense. Why would you have to buy something or pay for something just to be able to apply for a job? That already sounds ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't shell out money for that because that's a scam. And this is what's gonna happen. After you paid for that product or after you bought that something that that client is asking for, he will be gone. You won't be able to contact him again. He won't respond to your messages and your money is gone. Learn from this video that hopefully no one of you will fall into that trap. Even if it's really hard for you right now and you don't have a client yet and you're desperate to get that first client, please don't fall into that kind of scam, because you lose in two ways. You lose your money because you paid for a product that you don't really need, you don't really want, and you're just buying it to get into a job that doesn't even really exist. And then number 2, you don't even get a job even if you paid for something because there's no job to begin with. So moving on to the fifth tip, educate yourself. Use Google, use the internet, because you'll be working on the internet. You should use the internet to find details and information about this client that you are potentially be working with. So if you see a job posting and you see some red flags, why is it like this? Find some details about that company that you're applying for, and if it checks out, that might be a legitimate company and it's good for you to apply for that. But if something smells fishy, check with Google first, and definitely go to Online Filipino Freelancers because they have a scam check thread there where you can ask our fellow freelancers if they have encountered this kind of job posting. Does this look like a scam or not? Most of the time, the freelancers out there will help you and will guide you to figure out if that's a scam or not, if you are not able to figure that out yourself. If you educate yourself, if you just read, maybe spend the 20 minutes or 30 minutes reading up on some articles about scams and what kind of scams are going around the internet today, that would help you a lot in reducing the potentiality of you applying for scams. If you are also one of the victims of the scammers out there on the internet, I think it would be a good idea for you to share your experiences in the comments down below. For the new freelancers out there, go in the comments down below and read the experiences, the real life experiences of our fellow freelancers. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one. Goodbye!